All right. So, if you've noticed, I've added a few things, right? I've added a different oh man, I can't say that word. Candles table. That's not right either. Incense table and the table of showbread. I also added a curtain. Now there's an argument over that curtain that people argue over. The curtain's name is heaven. Beyond that curtain lies heaven. And so, I mean, that's what I've heard people call it. I have not confirmed that information. It's one thing I guess I need to do. So, but from my understanding and from knowledgeable people, that curtain is called heaven. Now, that curtain has 10 different curtains put together, right? And they're bunched together, and they have different colors. There's only 3 colors on that curtain, and they are red, blue, and purple. Now this knowledge comes from the tabernacle that Moses built, that he saw in heaven. All right, and it's interesting, right? Because there's 10 stripes on that curtain, and there's 10 different curtains representing the 10 tribes that were under the first judgment, right? So God is showing a sign of what was coming first, and in the judgment of the lost tribes of Israel. Behind that, we have 2 beasts. The beasts have wings, and we just went over, if you watched the video. The beasts have wings. They have hands, they have feet, and they have a head. These 2 are identical, but one is not the same as the other one. One is set out by man. It was to be an exact replica of the one in heaven. One is brought by Moses, and the other is brought by Christ, right? The understanding was to show heaven on earth. That's not wrong, right? But this is, one of them is an instead of Christ. Okay? Which would cause, trouble with some people, right? This one has laws, and it was to govern the earth. We just went over it, the beast system, and how the serpent had parts in that beast system, right? Well, let's go over here, because this would be the one on the right hand, left hand of the tabernacle. So we'll call this one man. A man has a beast system, and he was given rules and regulations to govern himself by God. And he had dominion and authority over the earth. The beast. Remember, man lost his authority. It was given up. The first Adam. Right? So the change and plan, was not that good. But still, this one was still to come. Whether that one messed up or not, this one was slain before the foundations of the world. Right? This one already was coming to save that one. This one was only for the understanding of that one, of the one coming. Now, the serpent, he had parts in this one. And them parts was weaseled out. He was cut out of this one's plans. And you'll see that he never adopted over there. Now, I called this room out here a battlefield, a battle room. Now, you'll notice there's 12 cherubims on the wall. They all wanted in this room. They all had a governing body, and they all tried to do everything they could to get in this room. They wanted here, right? You'll also notice that there is 2 always standing before the Lord. Well, you'll see the 2 that are standing before the Lord. You'll also notice that when they exited Eden, there was 2 cherubims with swords guarding the way back in. So Moses guarded the way back in. He had a covenant. And if you fulfilled that covenant, you received heaven. See heaven? This is heaven. Right? But no one could receive heaven because we are not perfect. So there was a body that needed to be provided. Right? And this body came in this governing system who has wings that oversees. Right? Both of them have wings. So this body was provided. Now, this body, the flesh, never could. Those other ones are in the flesh, and they never could. Their systems could not please heaven. It could never enter. But we have a system here that was brought, right? And it was brought through Judah, right? And Christ, the body that restored us back unto heaven. This curtain is called heaven. It was the way. Not the way, but, through this curtain was considered heaven with God, right? This one had a deceptive heart. He's human. And he took on the power and the authority of the serpent to deceive people. That's why his rules and regulations were so harsh. He was to never make it. This one paid what that one had done and provided a body. The beast. Do you see the body now? He has his own kingdom, and he sets up this kingdom in Matthew chapter 5. And what his kingdom is going to be like. And who will enter his kingdom, and who are blessed. Who are going to see God. You'll see some are going to inherit the earth. But he sets up that kingdom. Now, these were trialed at the first tabernacle, not the temple, right? So Moses set up a tabernacle, and it had 10 stripes on the curtain, and it was to judgment of the first 10 tribes of Israel, right? But then there was 2 more tribes that came, Joseph's sons. But if you'll see, they're not in there. The only 2 that made it is Christ and Moses. No one ever talked to God face to face but Moses. And he came from God. He knew God fully. He saw the back head of God, and he talked with him daily like a friend. These are the 2 that stand before the Lord. He brought a system. It's called the law. Christ brought grace and a change of the heart. The change of the heart does not need the rules and regulations of this one. He is not in the same condition. He has exited out of this body and went into this body. No longer a part of the earth, because this kingdom was given to the earth. We are part of heaven. So we are ruled by this beast system. And it is still to come, because we have the gathering of the Gentiles. And the Gentiles are still in this one. That's the Great Commission. Go tell people what I've done for you, how I've changed your life, and how I've changed your heart, and how you have received peace. Because when you was in this system, you were in anguish. You were never satisfied. This system brings peace in the heart, because it's a change of heart. Alright, so I hope that kind of brings a little bit more to the table. I know the video I just went over dealt with most of this. And if you'll notice, there's still these 2 to come, right? These 2 candlesticks, they're still to come. Or how they came. Because is this the Gentile? And has the Gentile salvation came to the Gentile now? You'll have to make your own decision on that. Right? But it's interesting that this guy set up the beast the way he did. He's got to be somewhat knowledgeable to have these 2 beasts, right? These 2 olive trees, as the Bible puts them, or there's other regulations, right? 2 prophets that are before the Lord. And by the way, Moses was the prophet. And he said, there's going to be one more prophet that is like me that will come, right? And do everything he says. So he spoke of Christ and his coming. He said, don't follow me. That wasn't what he said. He said, when he comes, do everything that he says. Right? Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. And blessings. I hope that you do enjoy. I'll try to come up with more, because I would like to show the tabernacle that Moses built. I still haven't brought or imported the other kingdom or the other temple to lay it out to the side to compare the size of them. But anyway, God bless you, and I hope you enjoy.